My colleagues and I are here to serve our legislative remit, which you've heard us say before: price stability and maximum employment. And these objectives guided our business in the meeting just concluded. As you saw a few moments ago, the committee decided to maintain the target range for the Fed funds rate at 3.5% to 3.75% in support of the Fed's dual mandate. The committee also reaffirmed its policy of maintaining ample reserves in the banking system. Economic activity is expanding at a solid pace, despite elevated uncertainty that owes in part to the conflict in the Middle East.
All right, new Fed Chair Kevin Warsh right there speaking to reporters in his first press conference. The Fed held interest rates steady today, in part thanks to rising inflation. Joining us, Professor of Economics and Public Policy at the University of Michigan, Justin Wolfers. Justin, it's not just holding the rates steady today. There will be a lot of consideration taken to what he's saying right now, what's going to be in the documentation about what they might do for future rates, and it is no longer a given that they're going to come down.
Absolutely. So saying the Fed did nothing today is missing the whole story, which was it was the first meeting with the new Fed chair, Kevin Warsh. The first thing that happened was actually, if you're a Fed nerd, a very big deal. The statement ends with this very macho statement at the end, which is the committee will deliver price stability. This is Kevin Warsh saying, I'm very focused on inflation, much less focused on unemployment. For those who are worried that this was sock puppet Kevin who would do what the president wanted, this is the exact opposite. This is hawkish Kevin Warsh saying inflation, better look out. You saw a complete change in the way the Fed is going to communicate going forward. The Fed statement went from being a healthy read of a page to being a brief couple of paragraphs. And then right now at the press conference, Warsh is announcing a whole set of working groups to go through the institution and study different parts of the way the Fed does business. This is a very clear statement. He intends to leave his imprint on the institution.
Donald Trump wants him to lower rates. He can't unilaterally do that. But what can he do right now to? Is there anything he can do to try to make Donald Trump happy, Justin?
Yep. My guess, for what it's worth right now, there was a whole lot of speculation before the fact. Is this a guy who has made important promises to the president and wants to deliver to the president what the president wants, low interest rates? Or was this a guy who was foxing all along and he's not going to give the president what he wants? He's going to be a standard Hoover institution, hard money, anti-inflation hawk, which is what he was earlier in his career. As of right now, it looks like the latter. My guess is now he's been appointed. Jay Powell made it very clear it's very hard to fire a Fed chair. He's got the job. Donald Trump's no longer his boss. He doesn't have to deliver what the boss wants, and it doesn't look like we're going to get rate cuts anytime soon.
We'll see what the president says about that. He doesn't like to be told that he has no power. Justin Wolfers, always good to have you. Thank you so much.